All right, what is going on, world? Just hanging out here in the podcast studio. We literally threw this together a day or two ago, and I wanted to experiment around in here with a video for you guys. So, again, just hanging out, experimenting with this. I'd really love to know what you guys think. We're still like working on the backdrop and stuff, but how's the audio sound? Is this nice and crisp and clear? Do you guys enjoy this? If you guys do, I'd really appreciate some feedback. Leave some comments down below what you think of this style of video, whether you'd like to see more of these, because I know I can crush out a bunch of videos if I just sit here and more or less discuss concepts and ideas and theories with you guys rather than doing it somewhere else. I know I could bang out a bunch of videos here. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. But today I wanted to talk about, as you can tell by the title of the video, is what is optimal? Or what does optimal mean? Or what does it mean to be optimized? So about an hour or so ago, I was hanging out downstairs with Matt McKeever and Dylan McLaughlin, and we were just discussing and theorizing about life and all our different opinions about life. And one question came up, and we were talking about, what does it mean to be optimal? I think Matt asked, what does optimal mean? What does it mean to be optimal as a human being? So this is concepts and ideas and theories that I've been pondering a lot about in my life. Right now I'm working on creating a course called Optimize to help you guys optimize the factors in your life that I believe, leads to higher hormonal output. And when you do those types of things in life, you're going to be able to accomplish a lot more, because if you're running at a higher level, mentally, physically, sexually, socially, and all these things synergize together, I believe you have a higher capability of attaining the things and the goals that you have for in life. So as we were sitting there talking, again, this concept came up. What does optimal mean? So I pulled open my phone. I was like, let's just get right down to the root of it, because this is how I ponder things in life. When I'm like, what does this actually mean? If I care about this thing and I'm really theorizing about it, what is the actual definition of it? How do I really break this down? So I pulled open my phone and I said, to optimize means to make the best or most effective use of. So when I think of that in terms of a human being, how do we optimize ourselves as human beings? How do we get the most effective use out of our bodies, out of our minds? Or if you just think in the grand scale of things, how do you get the most effective use out of a human being? Now that might sound a little, I don't know how you might want to think about that. Depending on your views and theories on life, you might think that's very egotistical, or what's an even better way to put this? That you're kind of looking at people as objects. So you're objectifying human beings. So when I then looked at this definition on how would we make the best use or the most effective use out of a human being, again, I think it's all has to do with mastery in life. If you want to become a true master of a craft, if you want to do something so great that your name is going to live on decades, centuries, and generations after your death, and I believe that's when you've given the most you can as a human being. If your name is literally living on generations later, it's because you did something that had such an effect on humanity. Now, most of the time that's a good thing. Some of the time that can be a bad thing. But the way I like to look at it is that, look, how do we get someone to get to that level of mastery? What do they need to do? So how do you reach that level of mastery? This is all in Mastery by Robert Greene, if you guys are really interested in learning more and diving deep. But his theory, and this is a lot that I've taken onto my own life, it's been the best theory I believe I've found out there in this kind of situation. But the whole theory and idea is that if you want to be a true master in your craft, or become a master at something in life, first, you need to find the things you're passionate about in life. Once you've found a multitude of these different passions, they usually synergize together for you to accomplish something great. And the way Robert Greene describes that as that is your life task. If you want to achieve mastery in life, you have to achieve your life task, the one thing that you are set here to do. How do you reach that life task? You figure out all these different things that you're passionate about in life. You conquer them. You like develop them as much as you can, and then that will lead you to your life task. But then how do you find the things that you're passionate about in life? Well, you need to experiment around. You need to develop as much skills and as much knowledge as you can in life. The more skills and knowledge that you attain and bring into your arsenal of tools, then you will find the things you're passionate about. I meet many people and I think they know what they're passionate about, or they think that the things that they're doing in life they're passionate about it. But if it's not something that they're waking up and loving to do, I really don't think they're that passionate about. I think they need to keep experimenting, keep adding new skills and knowledge into their arsenal of tools, and that will eventually maybe synergize with this other thing that they're passionate about and truly get them to their life task. Now, this is where I believe optimization comes in, because if you want to develop as much skills and knowledge in life to find those passions, to get to your life task and eventually achieve mastery, you need to be at the top of your game. If you're held back mentally, if you're held back physically, if you're held back in any of these factors in life that you can be optimizing, like your nutrition, like your sleep, like your social time, any of these factors in life, if you're creating limitations and barriers that you're not pushing through and excelling through, then you're not going to be at the top of your game in terms of developing that piece of skill, or you're not going to be at the top of your game at acquiring that knowledge in your life. So say for instance, you're not getting an optimal diet, you're not getting the most macro and micronutrients that you should be in on a day-to-day basis. Your body's not going to be physically running at the top of its game. So it doesn't matter how many hours you put into that skill, you're still not going to be optimized at it. You're still not going to be at the level that you could really be attaining and learning and developing that skill as much as you can. So I hope that helps to explain what I believe it means to be optimal, or what it means to be optimized as a human being in this world. Because as I've tried to develop this theory more and more for myself, the more this question comes up. And it's not an easy question to explain, as you guys are probably noticing here from how long this video is. It's not easy to explain what it means to be an optimal human being. And it doesn't mean one thing. Again, as I mentioned in previous videos, I believe what optimizes us as human beings in terms of our food and nutrition and our physical, our mental, our sexual, our social, all these different factors changes over the course of our lives. So to be optimal at the age of 20 is going to be different to be optimal at the age of 30 or 40 or 50 or in your teenage years or in your senior years. So I still think there's a lot of research that needs to be done in this sense. How we get the most out of these different skills and this different knowledge out there in the world, and how it helps to optimize our bodies and our minds hormonally, and just in general, how it helps to elevate us. So in my opinion that's what I believe it means to be optimal. That's what it means to be optimized as a human being. Is to be getting the most out of your body and out of your mind. So when you put it into a piece of skill, when you put it into some piece of knowledge that you're developing out there in the world, you're giving it your all and everything. You're not held back by something that is going to take extra time or more effort and energy to develop that skill or knowledge. And we can always be improving, of course. I don't believe anyone is an optimal human being, because there's so many things that you could be adding into it, but you can be optimized. You can allow negatives into your life, and it can only have a slight negative effect rather than it to have a cascading effect that affects multiple areas of your life. So that's what I believe it means to be optimal as a human being, and I'm trying to represent that here on my YouTube channel just as much as I can, because again, I'm trying to build my own things here in this world. And the more I've studied unique human beings from the past and how they accomplished something so great that it eventually led to them decades, centuries, or generations after their death, their names still live on, their inventions or their theories and ideas still live on, I believe that there's pieces and things that we can learn from them and add into our own lives, so that way we can do the same stuff as well. I believe we all have the ability to do this. It just takes a lot of persistence, a lot of perseverance, a lot of practice. You got to push your mind and your body through things that are not comfortable. And that's why I've also questioned, the concept of happiness, because if you are constantly pushing your body and your mind to its limits, you're going to fail. And that's not going to be happy, positive emotions filtering through you, or else you're not actually growing from that. So I think it's better to be content with life. Be content with your position. Be content that you're getting better, that you're learning more, that you have the ability to experiment, that you should be grateful that you have the knowledge that you are even aware of this and you can do this. And take that and optimize yourself as much as you can. So that way when you do involve yourself in something new, you go to experiment with something new, you're the best that you can be because you're optimized as a human being. Well, there you have it, world. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I want to know what you guys think about my concepts, my ideas, and my theories here on what it means to be an optimal human being, what it means, you know, the concepts and ideas about happiness and contentment in life, as well as the podcast studio here. Did you guys enjoy this? Was this fun for you guys? The video might have been a little boring. It's hard for me not to sit here and watch myself the whole time. But I want to know what you guys think. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm super grateful for my position in life, you know, to be able to do this, to sit here, to actually discuss my ideas and theories with hundreds to thousands of people out there in the world. It's truly amazing. So I want to know what you guys think about this, what you think it means to be an optimal human being. I'd love to know because I want to refine this theory a lot more. So go tell me in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I am the Hungarian Experience.